I'm Souraya. I'm a mom of three boys. They are currently 6.5, 4.5, and 3. Their names are Ali, Zain, and Hassan. When I reached out to you, Tia, it was because I felt like I was walking on eggshell. It was just so overwhelming to be their mom, honestly. I didn't have a time for me at all. I didn't put myself first. I felt just overtired, reactive, yelling at them, not getting, words in, couldn't get them to do anything, basically. So I took some notes today of the changes since then. And it was a good practice because they're phenomenal. They are phenomenal from the time that we started till now.
Yeah, which is amazing because just so that we can fill all of you guys in on where Souraya really was when she came to me. The first time we connected, she hid in her garage because she needed to get away from the kids so that she could focus and actually listen. And she didn't know, she couldn't be in her house with the kids to actually make that happen. And tell them a little bit about what your bedtime was like and your sleep and your kids' sleep and why you were so exhausted.
I was so exhausted because we did not have a bedtime routine at all. The kids would sleep whenever we would decide to go to bed. So it could be at 10, 10:30, 11 on times where we had guests. So culturally in our country, there's not set times for bedtimes. We have a lot of situations where our guests are around, parents, grandparents, and all that. So even though when I asked my mom, she had a time for me to go to bed. So I was shocked by that. I don't know where that came from. But with my kids and my household, my husband working late, I was just the one with them. And we have late dinners, and then it just drags, and then the cleaning. And so with 3 children running the household, they just were sleeping late and sleeping over our beds and fighting who's going to sleep next to mommy or daddy, or and the waking up at night during the nights was also a problem.
Yeah,
And
which
they would still
also,
wake up early. It's not like they were now
yeah.
awake in the morning, even if they slept at 11, 10.
Exactly. And so then they're overtired. And then that overtired feeling and those behaviors were then stemming to school. And we were having trouble getting your older one to really focus and do schoolwork. And you were battling with him over that. You when you came to me, it felt like your perspective was that you were battling really from morning to night. Like everything was a battle. The kids were fighting. You were yelling. You didn't like yourself when you were yelling. Tell us a little bit about how you felt when you were the mom you were before the program.
I felt very guilty, sad all the time, crying most days. My husband did not even understand me. I mean, for him, it was different. He's 6 days out of the week, he's out working. So one day off is the Sunday. And he could see what was the experience I had, but he has a different take on it because he's not reactive.
Mhm.
But I was. So I was almost to the point of putting my kid, one of them specifically, on timeouts all the time. It was just like every single thing he did, timeout. And it was just aggravated the behaviors. It didn't stop the behaviors at all. It made them so much worse.
And what
So I was the yeller, the reactive mom, the overwhelmed mom, the sad, the crying mom.
I know, and you're so not alone with that. And so many parents who are listening right now feel like that right now. What was it that finally took you from crying and yelling and not liking yourself and not liking your days with your kids to finally realize, okay, I'm gonna reach out to Tia. I'm gonna work with her. What was it that finally brought you there? Because so many times parents are stuck and they just think, oh, tomorrow will be better. It's just a phase, it's gonna go away. Or I don't know, maybe Tia can't help me. Maybe my problems are never gonna go away. And we kind of talk ourselves out of getting the help we need. What made you finally reach out?
Because there was nothing that I was doing was working, and from trusting that must be something else. There must be something else. It should I should not participate in my kid's life in this way. So in first, I think the yelling the workshop was something that I had to do, and that was the ticket to you, is because I was a yeller, because I felt like everything my kids did was towards me. I took it so personal, and maybe that has to do with other things, but it was just understanding that my reaction causes the behavior. It's not them being bad kids and doing things to me. So the yelling workshop got me in because I learned so much from that day, and the rest was history. I was all in, trusting the process, understanding. I think I've told you, I read your handbook once I signed up with you one-on-one. I read your handbook on Saturday night, and that my kids were still sleeping late that night, but I had my headphones and I read the whole thing in one sitting after dinner. That's how much commitment I was willing to make, because it was so long overdue.
And that's an important piece of this, is that yes, I can give you and other parents the tools and the steps, and I can guide you and support you and answer your questions, but ultimately you have to do the work. I can't do the work for you. When we think about the work, sometimes parents feel, and you might have felt like this, I don't know if I have time. I don't know if I have time to do the work. I don't know if I have time to commit to the program. I don't know if I have time to make changes. What do you feel takes up more time? Where you were as a mom before the program, or a mom going through the program? Where do you really feel that that time comes into play?
I think it wasted time not being in the program. I wasted time talking and repeating and not doing it myself at the end, whether it's picking up things for them, toys, or cleaning up, or stopping the fights. Just it was just so much energy was put towards that, versus now we are doing way more things. And if I had to share the extent to what I've added to my schedule and how I'm able to have like more balance, I'm able to cook meals and homemade stuff rather than buy them fast food or quick meals. So I fine tune everything where I'm able to do much more than before without having to waste time. I feel like there's so much things that we're doing, and the kids are happy. The kids are looking forward to the days. They're waking up wanting to go to school, wanting to have their activities. So, and wanting for the weekends to come too. So it's really amazing, the changes from then to now.
Yeah. And so that leads us to your relationship with your kids. What do you feel like your relationship was with your boys before, and where do you feel like you've developed it so that as time goes on, you can continue to have that relationship you want?
Yeah, I think that they don't see me as the bad mom or the bad cop anymore, because I was the yeller and their dad was the one that's always nice. Now they're able to come to me and talk to me if they have something at school. I'm able to kind of get into their little heads more. We have these my I have date nights, date lunches with my son every Friday, which I haven't gone on a date with my husband as much as my kids. So we have this, he looks forward to that amazing golden time, kind of wrapping up the week. Every Friday we have lunch together one-on-one. Little things like that makes them like just come to me more and enjoy my presence, I would say. So
Yeah,
a
that's
deeper connection. Mhm.
amazing. What do you say to the parents who think that it's going to get better, or they're too afraid to move forward, or maybe the financial commitment is something that they are worried, what if I invest and it doesn't work? Like, that's
Yes.
a big one. I put the money there and it just doesn't work. You've been working with me for a long time, so you see lots of parents coming through the program and lots of parents starting stuck and making changes. So you have, I guess, your proof. So you know personally and from seeing others, but other people who are coming in don't have that. They're just believing us, and that's a hard place. So what do you say to them when they're nervous to invest and worried that it might not work?
I'll say that you would be wasting more money later if you don't do it now, because you'll be doing the things that are wrong. Like for me, it would be overbuying things just to please them.
Mm,
And I would be doing those things, or like, resorts to other things that are like
mm,
expensive mentally, expensive financially, expensive with my time.
mm,
So now I'm way better because I am working. I'm able to do my little things for myself. So it's kind of like you're buying yourself the time, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I would say. Financially, yes, it's this commitment, but the thing is that it works. And for me personally, I didn't want to wait for them to be 8 and 9 and 10 and 13 and 14 and 18, because I would be a freaked out mom if I don't know how to handle my son coming from school with something I'm going to be reactive to.
a
You
hundred.
know what I mean?
And the problems
So,
just grow and
yeah,
grow and grow. They don't go away if we don't
yeah.
make some changes.
Yeah, and I hear you all the time when you talk about your boys coming with different problems, and it's so true. I mean, things always will come up, and you just have to be ready and prepared and equipped. So my thing was, I'm investing this in order to be equipped so that anything that comes my way, I will know what to do.
Mm.
So the confidence like boost was my my ticket.
Amazing. And you have grown so much. I mean, at one point Soraya was going to quit her job because her
Yeah.
kids weren't sleeping. At one point she wasn't exercising, even though that's the one thing that kept her sane, because she couldn't exercise in her mind because of the kids' behaviors. I mean, so much of your lifestyle and your personal self-care and everything was um, on demand for your kids.
Mhm.
And now your kids go to bed and you go to work, and you work out and your kids are happy and you're happy, and there's just nothing better. I'm so excited for you.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm living life now. I'm living, the things that I envision myself doing, being a mom and being there for them, but at the same time being there for myself. And yes, it's wonderful not to be feeling that on demand, as you call it, like Netflix shows on demand. You're just
Yeah.
with them all the time. So it's so amazing to feel relief and freedom and being able to handle situation as they come up.
Exactly. And that's what everybody deserves and everybody should have. Do you have any regrets about joining the program?
Absolutely none. No.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. It
No.
has been such a pleasure to work with you. And I'm so excited for you and your boys and your relationship with your husband and your family and all the work that you've put into it. And I'm so impressed with your commitment and how far you've come. It's just been an absolute pleasure. So thank you for choosing me to guide you along the way.
Thank you. I'm so blessed you came my way. I always say that tea is everything.
It's amazing. I got to tell my husband that you say that. Maybe he'll say that too.
I know. I say it to my husband all the time. Tina, Tia's life. Yes, you are.
I love that.